kick off then, and what I'll do is I'll bring you through Billink and iMed. I'll show you the functionality. I'll show you how to add or send a Billink, as we call it, then how you'll receive the payment, and just kind of go through how the functionality works with you. If you don't have Billink active at the moment, or if you'd like to get it active, there is a registration process. However, the easiest thing to do is just to call support. The guys will activate it for you, and they'll show you how to log on to put in the info that you need, and it's really quick. It's a 3-minute process, and you'll be live then with the ability to send, receive, etc. Do what you need to do from there forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have one more look here. Apologies now. And what we can do at any stage just during this, if you have any questions, anything like that, please feel free just to send them on through the portal. You can send a message or send myself or Ren an email. Our addresses should be in there, or Donald an email, and we'll be able to answer them throughout. Alternatively, after the demo, when it's finished, obviously I know that you have clinics, patients to see, etc. So once we're finished up, if you need anything or you have any questions, you want some follow-up, give me a shout at any stage. You would have got my information through emails that were sent out in the past. However, if not, it's very easy. Just my mobile is always on the signature, and if you call the office or call me directly or send me an email, I'll come back to you directly. So look, we've given it a few minutes there. I think everyone is on, and what we'll do is we'll crack on. So I have iMed open, obviously, and I'm logged in. It might be the same version you're all used to seeing, but certainly it's all the same functionality that you would have available to you. So as I do normally, I've opened up on the patient search window, and if you don't have it at the moment, or if you do, but you might notice there's something here in the top right hand corner. It says Billink, and this is our payment system. Now, if you don't have this, it may be a preference that it's not yet active, or you may have to register. Certainly at any stage, as I said, it's easy to register, easy to get it switched on, but the easiest thing to do for yourself is just to contact support, speak to one of the team. They'll get you registered, get you switched on, help you get to this point. And once you're active, you'll be able to then start sending transactions, receiving payments. The registration process is really nifty. It's very quick, and it's not necessarily something we can do for you. You need to put in some information. So the primary consultant, the name of the business, etc., the email address, that's the primary email. So nothing major, nothing over the top. You will need to know some bank account details, because obviously you need funds being transferred into your account. So obviously they will need to be something that you enter in at the time. But again, it's very straightforward. There's nothing over the top, and there's no ridiculous questions that will kind of stop you from doing it. You can also partly register, and if you don't have some of the info, you can go and put it back in again in a few minutes afterwards. So obviously we all know at the moment we can do a lot of things in whatever section we choose. It's kind of our own workflow that we decide. So I can charge somebody from within their chart. So if I go into John Owens here, I can go into his account section and I can charge him from here. Or if I'm booking an appointment for somebody and I want to add in the appointment, and again, I'll use John Owens a lot probably during this, or Joe Blogs, I can book my appointment, etc., and I can then add what I have to add from here. So whether it's an appointment or whether it's a charge, etc. So I'll just pop that into it. Sorry. And I can book in an appointment, do whatever I need to do from here. So once I do that, I can choose what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, the type of charge I'm going to put in, the length of it, etc. However, I can have all of this preset and pre-saved against what I need. So I'm just going to cancel that. So I have my appointment booked in. I'm going to kind of show you both, but I'm also going to direct you back then to this area. And I haven't gone in here yet, purposely clicked in on the Billink area, because you can do all of your transactions or charges from here. However, you can do them along your normal workflow. So if you're booking an appointment and you want to charge somebody before they get there, you click on them, invoice, as you would do normally. Instead of just printing out the invoice and posting it or taking the payment then and there, you now have this. It's an option once you're registered to send SMS to patient for remote payment. So this is how Billink works. When you go in, you put in the patient's number. So I'm going to put in my own number. Okay, so you'll have the patient's number in the chart. So what this does essentially is you charge the patient, you charge them whatever the fee is. So it might be a transaction fee for first visit, return visit, whatever. Then once you click save and send via Billink, because you put in their mobile number, and that's all you need, it now sends it, yes, to the patient. So after about 3 seconds, and we'll just show you here my phone, I get a message, and it's come straight from Billink. And when I open that message up, it says, "Hi, John Owens, the name of the patient. Please find below a secure link for payment." So the patient then clicks on that link. I'll just ignore that. They're able to then put in their credit card details. I'm going to use a credit card. It's not my credit card. I promise you, it's a test. And I'm just going to put it in very quickly while we're talking here, just to show you how kind of rapid or how fast this can be. And I agree. And I've just put in my credit card details, put in any email address, and paid. So now, when I go to the account section, or we go to the billing section in a moment, it'll show that I was charged and I paid, and it's that it. It's done. It's that quick. So what I've done is I booked the appointment, I've sent the charge. As a patient, I paid it. Once it's paid, and I'm going to go in here now to our billing area. So this is a new area of iMed. You can go in, you can look at your transactions, your payments, but I'm just going to go into payments for a moment. Actually, I'll go into transaction history. It's nicer. So I go in here, you can see John Owens test, €50 paid. If I scroll across, it'll show me how it was done via text message. And if I go in here, I have lots of details, and I'm going to go into this in a bit more in a second. But you can see when the charge was sent, when it was paid, how it was paid, etc. It's all there, job done. And just like that. Also then on the flip side, you'd say, all right, what about the receipt? I've just got the receipt. It's just been emailed to me. It's in my inbox. You don't have to issue a receipt. It issues automatically. So let's say, as you can probably notice there, I'm in here, and for some reason I've prepaid, but I cancel the appointment entirely, and you want a refund. You can go in here into the details area, and you can actually refund it from here also. So it's the full amount. It refunds it back to the patient's account. You don't have to send anything. You don't have to process it through a card machine or anything like that, and it's there. If I scroll or I move off, and continue my day's work, I go into the patient's chart. If I go into their account area, patient accounts, you can see here that the transaction is there, that it was paid on the balance. And also, if I go into my accounts, and I can do this from multiple areas, but I go to our reports and our receipts for the day, I can run the report, and it'll bring back everything. Sorry, and it'll bring back what's been paid, how it's been paid, and break it all down for me. So look, I know I kind of breezed through it, but I like to do that at the start. I'm going to go a bit more into detail in it now, but very simply, if you're booking an appointment, whether you're in the patient's file, whether you're in the calendar, whether you're in their account section, wherever you are, as long as you're charging them, and go add new, you can charge them via Billink. You can use your codes. So again, you might have your initial visit, you might have whatever it may be. I'm just going to use anything here for the moment. You charge the patient what you need to charge them. And then once you send it off, and literally when I put in my mobile number here again, press save. That is now sent to me, and I can see here on my phone, and it just comes through. So again, I have it there. I can pay that charge whenever I feel like it. And this is, suppose, one of the benefits of Billink. As opposed to taking someone's credit card over the phone, or even them paying on the day, they can prepay for the appointment. It's job done. However, they don't have to prepay you between 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. wherever you open till 6. We found that with the reporting with it, and what's happened is that a lot of patients are paying out of hours. So they might be working all day, they might be having your appointment is booked for 2 weeks or next week, and when they come home in the evening, they get to the text messages and they're actually able to pay for the appointment out of hours. We find a good volume of the transactions are there, and they work quite well in it. You can have a list of what's been paid, how it's been paid, etc. all day, every day. And as I said, as you're charging people, and I'll go into that again in a moment. But what you also get is this, as I said earlier, on the nifty little Billink window, or your billing section. So when you go in here, you have a dashboard that you come into initially. So in the dashboard, there's a summary area. So it shows you how much money you have pending transaction into your account, the estimated amount in the next transfer. So again, it's transferred on a daily basis from, it's kind of a holding account in the Billink area straight into your account. You can get this done weekly or daily, as you choose. If I scroll down here to the right-hand side, there's three features that you can turn on. Sorry, I should always look at the picture. I have the auto even in here, but you can put the picture of your logo, of your practice, of the Hermitage, or wherever you are. You have a 24-hour reminder window. So say, for instance, you send somebody a charge and they haven't paid you. In 24 hours, automatically, if you switch this on, they can get a text message just sent to them going, here's a reminder to pay this. Or you can have a 48-hour, 7-day reminder, or a 30-day reminder. So again, if you sent a transaction on the 1st of August and it's the end of August and you want an automatic reminder sent to them via text, you can do that. You can get receipts to the practice email. So again, you BCC, so you know, and it's maybe more peace of mind than anything else. that once a patient is paid, they'll get a receipt automatically, but you'll get a copy of that receipt also if you require it. And again, remittance payments, etc., are all there. You have a statement of description, and you have a test payment if you want to try it. Also, as you scroll across, if you want to change your text message, so the text message that goes to the patient goes, "Hi," and it automatically pulls in the patient's name. "Please find below our secure payment link. Kind regards." However, if that's not for you and you'd rather Halloween, say Happy Halloween, Andrew, or you want to put your initial or whatever it may be, you can change the text as often as you need to, and you can pull in particular fields from the patient's file. So if you want to put in their first name or surname / first name, whatever way you wanted to do it, and you get a little preview here of what you're sending as you're sending it out. You can do that and change it as often as you need to. So again, as I said, Halloween is coming up. If you want to say Merry Christmas, or if you can say, "Please pay within 28 days of receiving this," or whatever you want to put into it. Lastly, in here, you have a terminal area, and I'm going to talk about this in a few moments. We actually, instead of you using your credit card machine in the office, you can actually get a billing terminal. And you're going to say, "Why would I get that?" Well, very straightforward. It doesn't come with any monthly charges, no rental fees, nothing like that. You use a terminal, and it's based on your usage. So if you use it 50 times in one day, that's fine. If you don't use it again, then for the rest of the month, you don't get charged additional fees. There's no set contract. You can use it for as long as you need to and have it sitting there and use it as often or as infrequently as you need to. Also in here, you can go into your payment section, so you can see what you've been paid, what's been coming in, a remittance report, monthly invoices, and insight report, which are awesome. If you go in here to the insight report and you open it up, it's like a overview of what you've been doing, how you've been doing, and what's been going through your billing. So you can see as you scroll down here, the total number of billings sent, cancelled, paid, what's outstanding, what's your success score. So if you've been sending 100 billings and only 44 of them are paid, you can see there the national average. So do we need to do better? An estimated admin time saved, and this is quite a good one. Like for all the time that you guys are making phone calls over the phone, trying to get payment, waiting for things to come in, this is literally charge the patient, they receive a text, they can then pay. You don't have to do anything after that. You don't have to issue a receipt. You don't have to register it in their chart. It automatically comes back in. So you charge them in the chart. When the payment is made, it comes in against that. So again, you don't have to do anything in regard to finding out have they paid or setting the charge and the payment up against each other to cancel each other out. And you have an insight report. You can see then your reminders, what's set. And again, you can see here I'm not doing too well, but I have nothing outstanding, and then what I've taken in, and it will give you a little breakdown of what you've been sent and when they've been paid. And as I said earlier on, it's quite interesting to see how many of these charges get settled out of hours, because the patient has the message. You don't need to call them, you don't need to speak to them, they just need to click into it and pay it. That being said, that's quite nice, but there's also another little feature that's I would consider to be interesting and something you may need. So obviously you might be in a situation where you've sent a charge to a patient, it hasn't been paid yet, and the patient says, "Well, I haven't received it." You can click in here in this little area, you can go view details, and it will give you a breakdown of if the message was delivered and the patient did receive it, and also a log. So if they've clicked into the link to pay and haven't paid it, you can see that they've visited the payments page, and then eventually made a payment, or haven't yet. And you can say, "Well, you have. I've seen that a couple of times. All you need to do is continue to the full payment." The patient can't decide how much to pay. So if you charge them 50 euros or 100 euros, 150, that's the amount that they must pay when paying it. And you can pre-charge them. So again, if you charge them in advance, they can pay it in advance. And as I said, you're not locked into anything too much, because you can refund it if necessary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, if that's okay, and I'm going to keep coming back in here. But if I go into the patient's file this time, so again, I'm going to use John Owens, and I scroll all the way down to the right, and I go to our patient account area. If I go add new, so I'm going to charge this patient. I'm going to find, again, I'm just going to use a procedure code, guys. It's easier for me. I'll use this, and I'm going to put, or this is not a procedure code, 500 quid. I go in. Now, obviously, these are test patients, so they don't have the mobile number, so I keep adding my mobile number. But if you have the mobile number in the chart already, it will pick that up. Once I've added that, I can add tax, etc. if I need to, as normal. I can press save and send. It will always say, "Are you sure?" Say yes, and send it off. And you can see there that I have mine checked by default. So again, I'm defaulting all of my transactions to Blink. I've just got the message, as you can see it there. So I'm not going to pay it just yet. I'm going to go okay. I can see that it's outstanding. So I haven't got the 500 paid yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay it now, just as we're doing this in a live environment. And I'm going to go in, pop in the card number. And again, this is not my card, thank God. And I go to 1, 2, 3, put in an invoice. Agree. So I'm going to pay that, 500 euros. And it gives me the transaction complete. Now if I refresh. So I'm going to go in here, John's chart, go down to patient accounts. And sorry, how that's going to come through to me in a moment. That. I want to go in here and refresh. So I can go into my transaction history, I can refresh it, and I can see there, paid. So as you can see, it's come through as John Owens. I've done that in under a minute, and it's literally as quick as that. And obviously I know the patient might not always react as quick, but certainly if there's a situation where you've sent it and you've outlined it, maybe even in the appointment letter that you're sending out to them, or you put it into the text message that goes when the appointment is booked, you'll receive a link and you can pay for the appointment in advance. Certainly you can do it there, and you can see it's paid as quickly as that. I've received a couple of seconds ago before this, I received the receipt. So I have that on board. I've paid. I booked my appointment, and we found from a patient feedback point of view that because they've booked and they've paid for the appointment, it's now their appointment. It's more valuable in regard to that they will attend, it's theirs, and if it's not a situation where if it's pushed, etc., that they will already have it paid for and not have to be concerned with that part of it on the day when they get there. You can have your transaction history, and so you can see what you've been doing in a particular day, month, week, etc., what's been sent, what's been paid. And again, there's invoices, receipt summary report, etc., and your daily report. Everything will translate into that. So if I go into the daily report, I can see there, here's my daily report. I can see how it was paid, etc., what it was for, and it breaks down as how the fees came in and how the payment was made. And you can do this at any stage during the day. So you're not just doing it from the chart. And that was one of the things. Obviously, we have the particular Billink area where you can go in, you can see the Billink dashboard. You can spend a lot of time in there, or your accounts person can spend a lot of time in there, going through the different areas, transactions, payments, etc. However, you can also do that from the patient's file, from the calendar when you're booking an appointment, or from the accounts section. So you're not restrictive in what you do, and certainly feed into your current workflow and how you're doing it. What are the charges? So Billink is an add-on. It's additional. So you're not charged an extra monthly fee by us. You're not charged an annual fee. It doesn't work that way. You are charged though based on transaction. So to put it very easily or to calculate it, if you charge someone 100 euros, the transaction fee on that is €1.40 plus 7 cents for your text message. So you could say it's 1.4% of everything above 100 euros and then 7 cents for your text. Once you're charged, or once you charge the patient, it sits there. You don't pay the 1.4% until you receive the payment, and until it goes in and it's logged in and it's received into the account. And you can see how much you have been paying, or what the remittance charge has been, or what's been deducted for text messages in your dashboard at any stage. So again, you're able to do that, have a look at it to see what's being drawn down on. The rates are quite good, and especially in comparison to other online services. But I suppose the big deal for this is, or the biggest push is that it links straight into the file. There's no messing around. There's no going back in, having to record that it's paid. You charge the patient €100, it comes back in, it's 1.4%. If you decide to take August off and you don't make any charges, I know that's getting time off is something that you want, maybe you don't get, but certainly you're not charged any fees. There's no ongoing fee associated because it's active. You're only charged on what you use. So if you use Blink and you use it for 3 clinics and decide to never use it again, that's grand. There won't be any additional charges. You won't be charged any fees again. We brought it in this way, and this is the method that we wanted to use, because this is the feedback that we got, that people were going on leave, or they were having particular clinics cancelled, COVID, etc., and they were still having to pay fees for their card machines in house, or they're having to pay fees to have services activated. It's not the same with Blink or Billink. Is that you pay based on what you do. So you pay based on what you've taken in, and that's it. You don't have any additional fees on top of that. There's nothing veiled or hidden. And to be totally honest, collectively, as it's been working up, the fees used to be a lot higher, but because there's been so many transactions being put through by our users on a daily basis, we've been able to negotiate more favorable rates, and that will continue on as time progresses. But certainly, as I said, it's something that you can use without worrying about having to pay for something or having a constant bill, etc. if you're not using it. If you decide not to use it again, that's fine. It's grand. You'll have nothing. There is a €2.50 or sorry, €2.49 charge for the card machine if you decide to have it in-house. So again, it's just an insurance fee that is with it, but no rental fees, no contracts, nothing like that. And you can certainly get it set up if you need to. Again, you can do it from anywhere at any stage and can be set up very quickly. You log in your bank account details. You don't need an account, a Stripe account, an AIB account, anything like that, just to specifically have BillLink. But you certainly can transfer any revenue from your BillLink application straight into your bank account every 24 hours as it's coming in. You can charge as much or as little as you choose, and all patients, every time they pay, will receive a receipt at every stage as it's going through. And as I said, you can have it switched on by default, or you can choose not to do it. So again, patient may be just paying in cash, or you just might be just sending out, on this particular occasion, printing it out and sending the invoice or emailing it to them, and they can pay on the day. Up to you. But what we found is just kind of in general, people who use it have it switched on from by default, and I suppose it's the way of the world really now. And charging up front, you're paid. You know that you're paid prior to the appointment taking place, or at least you're sent out all the charges prior to the appointments, and you can look up each one then, and you can check what it is, how it's been invoiced, and as it's going through. As I said, guys, I just wanted to kind of breeze through and show it to you. It's a lot more in it, and there's a lot of snazzy little features that I think are really good, and that there's been a bit of work put in, and these are all based on feedback. So as I said, when you go into the transaction history area and you scroll across, you have reports that you can draw down on a daily basis, whether that's transaction history. You can do batch. So you can run, like if you've got billing set up today, if you've been using iMed for the last 12 months and you have outstanding invoices on the accounts, you can literally run a batch report. It will pick up everything and you can send them all a text message at once. So again, it's cheaper than putting a stamp on an envelope. And if they pay you and it comes back in, brilliant. Especially if it's been something that's been outstanding for quite some time. You can check your reporting, as I said, on it, whether it's individual transaction reports, or you want to go into more detail, whether it's entire transactions, all of your payments, etc., whatever has been made, it's all there. And it's quite good. Generates the PDF, or it can export to Excel if that's what you'd rather, especially if somebody from your accounts team needs it or wants to import it. If you're using Xero, I know that was something that we've launched recently, that we've integrated with Xero. So again, this stuff will transfer over automatically into that accounts package. And you have your insight report, which is great. And especially from your accounts team, if you have one, or they look for this kind of stuff, it can just give you a good rate as to what you've been doing, how you've been doing it. And if the policy internally turns into, right, we need to charge prior to the appointments or get paid up front, etc., you can see how you're doing, what you've outstanding, what you've been paid. You can see here, look at transactions, when people have been paying, etc. It's quite nice. So I would please ask you, if you have any questions or you'd like to know anything more about it, give myself, give support a shout. But certainly it's open, it's available, it's been used by your colleagues quite a lot, and we found that individual practices that do use it tend to use it for, once they start using it, it's kind of snowball up on it because it is very handy. Receipts go through and it links up and it's available through any card type, etc., apps that can be used on people's phones. So look, at this, our webinar is recorded and it will be released. So if you want to watch it again, but certainly feel free to give me a buzz or send me an email afterwards if you have any questions or you need any other info. Thanks very much for your attendance. I appreciate it. I'm going to log you off or pass you back to Ren and he can close it up from here.
Yes, thank you very much, Andrew. Really appreciate your time. I hope this was informative. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to send either Andrew or myself or support an email and we'll be able to answer your questions. But for the time being, I will allow you to get on with your day, but we really appreciate your time and attention. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.